Hi everyone, welcome to problems involving rational algebraic expressions and equations. Now, you know the difference between expressions and equations, so therefore, these are some practical problems that you might encounter, special application when you're using formula. Rational algebraic equations application, so it would work with formula or formulae. I just got that English way. So another is structure. So when you want to find structures or in terms of manipulation of an equation that would work, and evaluation as well would be working. So when you evaluate some values, if you want to take it, if there are some variations. Okay, let's have an example. The speed. Speed is a concept in science, or specifically in physics. Now, when we say S, it's speed, D is distance, T is time. Now, we say that speed is equal to distance over time. That's a classic example of a formula, right? So, make in terms of D. When you say in terms of D, we want to isolate D as a thing, as the variable that we want to use. So, using the formula S is equal to distance over time, or S is equal to D over T. Now, multiplying both hands side by T by multiplication property of equality. So, we have now ST is equal to D. Now, by reflexive property, distance is equal to speed times time. That's how you work that out. So that the answer would be D is equal to S times T, or ST. Now, let's have another example. Make in terms of T. Once again, you use the formula S is equal to D over T, or speed is equal to distance over time. Now, by multiplication property of equality, T times S is equal to T times D over T. Now, ST is equal to D. Now, working with that, divide both hands side by S. Now, you may now isolate now T, which means T is equal to distance over speed. Let's have another example, perimeter of rectangle. So, when we say perimeter, P is perimeter, L means length, W means width. And then perimeter is equal to 2 times the sum of length and width, or we could have this distributed. So perimeter is equal to 2 times length plus 2 times width. Now, let's solve for L, or we solve for the length in terms of L. So perimeter is equal to 2 times length plus 2 times width. Now, we deduct 2W both hand side by subtraction property of equality. So the difference is P minus 2W is equal to 2L. Now, by reflexive property, 2L is equal to P minus 2W. Dividing both hands side by 2. So, we will have length is equal to perimeter minus twice of the width all over 2. Or, when you have this one, when you dissect it, because they are similar fractions, so we could say that P over 2 minus W. Okay, let's have now another problem with perimeter of rectangle. Let's solve for W. The process is just the same. You started with the formula. Perimeter is equal to 2L plus 2W. Now, you deduct now 2 length, 2L, both hand side. And then, this would be the difference. By reflexive property, 2W is equal to perimeter minus 2L. And then dividing both hand side by 2. So you have the perimeter minus 2L. And then distribute, when you dissect the fraction, so you have now width is equal to perimeter over 2 minus the length. Okay, let's have now this one, this equation. Y is equal to 2 minus x all over 3 plus 2x. Now, we want to make x the subject of the equation, or in terms of x. Some other books might use this one, but most math book use in terms of x. Now, getting now the original equation, y is equal to 2 minus x all over 3 plus 2x. Now, what are we going to do is to multiply both hand side by 3 plus 2x times y is equal to 3 plus 2x times the rational algebraic expression. We got 3 plus 2x as the denominator. So, we get the denominator and then multiply both hand side. Now, the product would lead you to this one. Y is equal to 2x plus 3 is equal to 2 minus x. So, we cancel the denominator both hand side on the right hand side. And then distributive property, so we have now 3xy plus 3y is equal to 2 minus x. Now, we add both hand side x so that we can eliminate on the right hand side the negative x. So, we have now the sum as 2xy plus 3y plus x is equal to 2. Now, I'm going to write it on the other side. So, 2xy plus 3y plus x minus 3y is equal to 2 minus 3y. So, we want to make the y on the right-hand side. So, this is now the difference. So, 2xy plus x equal to 2 minus 3y. So, we can now factor x by common factoring. X would be factored from 2xy plus x. So, the other factor would be 2y plus 1 is equal to 2 minus 3y. Now, dividing both hand side by 2y plus 1, we have now x is equal to 2 minus 3y all over 2y plus 1 as in terms of x. Okay, let's have now this example. So, cube root of ax plus b is equal to k. Now, we want to make it in terms of x. And another problem that I want to give is, what is x if a is equal to 4, b is equal to 3, and k is equal to negative 1? Now, this is how you're going to go with your evaluation. Now, however, we focus now on letter A as our problem for this one. So, we started with the equation, cube root of ax plus b is equal to k. Now, if that is in cube root, you make it cube. So, you have now the cube root of ax plus b is equal to the cube of k. Now, getting now the cubes, so we have now ax plus b is equal to k cube. Now, we deduct both hand side negative b so that we can now isolate ax. So, the difference is ax equal to k cube minus b. Okay, we're going to write that on the other side. So, we have now ax is equal to k cube minus b. Divide both hand side by a so that we can make it in terms of x. So, in terms of x, that will lead us to x is equal to k cube minus b all over a. Okay, let's have now on the second challenge, which is what is x if a is equal to 4, b is equal to 3, and k is equal to negative 1. So, once again, since we got it already on the first challenge, which is x is equal to k cube minus b is equal to a is equal to 4, b is equal to 3, and k is equal to negative 1. So, normally, we evaluate. Then, when we evaluate, we substitute the value. So, once again, our rational algebraic equation is x equal to k cube minus b all over a. Substituting now the value, x equal to the cube of negative 1 minus 3 all over 4. Now, processing that, x equal to negative 1 minus 3 is all over 4. Now, you have now x equal to negative 4 over 4. And now, the quotient will lead us to x is equal to negative 1. I hope you learned something in problems involving rational algebraic expressions and equation. Thank you for watching.